Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Sardar Patel. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi embarks on a three-nation visit to Jordan, Ethiopia and Oman today. Says historic visit to Oman commemorates 75 years of bilateral relations. Australia considers tougher gun laws after deadly Sydney Bondi mass shooting. PM Albanese targets gun limits and license checks after tragedy. Ukraine Zelensky signals willingness to drop NATO bid in talks to end Ukraine conflict. Trump envoy Steve Witkoff says major progress made after talks. India achieves a historic milestone in squash, defeats Hong Kong in Chennai to win first World Cup. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has embarked on a four-day, visit to Jordan, Ethiopia and Oman, with which India shares both age-old civilizational ties as well as extensive contemporary bilateral relations. The first leg takes him to Jordan from December 15 to 16 at the invitation of King Abdullah II ibn al-Hussein. The historic visit marks 75 years of establishment of diplomatic relations between two countries. During the visit, PM Modi will hold detailed discussions with the King and Prime Minister Jafar Hassan, besides engagements with Crown Prince Al Hussein bin Abdullah II. In Oman, the Prime Minister will also meet the vibrant Indian community who have made significant contributions to India-Jordan relations. From Oman, at the invitation of his Ethiopian counterpart Abiy Ahmed Ali, PM Modi will pay his first visit to the East African country. Addis Ababa is also the headquarters of the African Union. In 2023, during India's G20 presidency, the African Union was admitted as a permanent member of the G20. In Addis Ababa, PM Modi will hold detailed discussions with his counterpart and also have the opportunity to meet the Indian diaspora living there. He will also have the privilege to address the joint session of Parliament, where he will share his thoughts on India's journey as the mother of democracy and the value that the India-Ethiopia partnership can bring to the global south. On the final leg of his journey, the Prime Minister will visit the Sultanate of Oman. The visit will mark 70 years of the establishment of diplomatic ties between India and Oman. In Muscat, he will hold discussions with the Sultan of Oman and towards strengthening strategic partnership as well as strong commercial and economic relationship. He will also address a gathering of the Indian diaspora in Oman, which has contributed immensely to the country's development and in enhancing our partnership. Marking 75 years of ties, the Prime Minister's Jordan visit will review bilateral relations and regional issues, giving fresh momentum to India-Jordan partnership. DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya tells us more in the next report.
In West Asia's complex geopolitical landscape, Jordan has emerged as a stable and trusted partner for India, anchored in shared commitments to peace and regional stability. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will undertake a two-day bilateral visit to Jordan starting Monday at the invitation of King Abdullah bin Al Hussein. This marks the Prime Minister's full-fledged bilateral visit to the kingdom and coincides with 75 years of diplomatic relations between India and Jordan.
It's a truly historic and a landmark visit. This is the year when we are celebrating 75 years of establishment of diplomatic relationship between India and Jordan. And perhaps this is the most memorable occasion, and we couldn't have asked for more. We are all looking forward to his presence in our midst, the Indian community here, and His Majesty and the entire government and the leadership have been extremely positive and responsive to this memorable occasion. And we are all geared to ensure a very smooth, successful and productive visit.
During the visit, Prime Minister Modi will hold talks with King Abdullah II to review the full spectrum of bilateral ties and exchange views on key regional and global developments.
Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi will embark on a bilateral visit to the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan from December 15 to 16, 2025. This will be Prime Minister's first full-fledged bilateral visit to Jordan, which is coinciding with the 75th year of establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Jordan. Bilateral visit is taking place after an interval of 37 years. India and Jordan share warm and friendly relations marked by mutual trust and goodwill. The relationship spans across sectors including political, economic, defense, and strong people-to-people ties.
India-Jordan economic relations have grown steadily over the years. India is now Jordan's third largest trading partner, with bilateral trade valued at nearly $2.8 billion. Jordan plays a vital role in India's food security, supplying critical fertilizers such as phosphates and potash for India's agricultural sector. Both countries are exploring new areas of collaboration, including green energy, water technology, and food security. Tourism cooperation, along with education and digital innovation, is emerging as the next frontier as India and Jordan work towards a future driven by knowledge and innovation.
With shared values, growing economic ties, and new areas of cooperation, India and Jordan are poised to take their partnership to the next level, turning 75 years of friendship into a future of deeper regional cooperation and mutual growth. With camera-person Ashish, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for DD India from Jordan.
All right, and DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya is in Jordan and joins us from there. Tapas, hello. What are the key takeaways expected from Prime Minister Modi's visit to Jordan, and how significant is this tour for strengthening India's engagement in West Asia?
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Jordan is being viewed here as a watershed moment in bilateral ties. This is the first time, in fact, this is the first full-fledged bilateral visit by an Indian Prime Minister, and it comes at a time when India is deepening its engagement across West Asia. The focus is not limited to diplomatic symbolism. Substantive outcomes are expected in areas such as trade, investment, renewable energy cooperation, and coordination on regional security. Jordan is a stable and trusted partner in this particularly volatile region, and this visit reinforces India's commitment to working closely with Oman on shared regional concerns, including peace and stability in the Middle East. It also underscores Jordan's importance in India's West Asia outreach.
All right, we leave it there. Thank you so much, Tapas. And Indian Ambassador to Jordan, Manish Chauhan, further said that digital cooperation poised to be a key pillar in India-Jordan engagement. Here is DD India's exclusive conversation. Take a listen.
Nowadays, India has been known as an IT hub. It's a country where the whole world now looks up to providing solution. Jordan, at this particular area in the Middle East, is turning out to be, IT hub itself. They're trying to level best to project themselves. Do you believe that both countries can work in that department as well?
Absolutely. You mentioned the India Center.
The India Center.
So there is, you're very right, India is a giant in this area. We are constant, and there is that openness to deepening this engagement at all levels. And again, I would say that, the forthcoming visit, the business forum, provide us with the foundation to push forward in this field, because there is keenness to engage and deepen this relationship, and we'll see how best to achieve a positive outcome.
In India, sir, it's very easy nowadays to do digital transaction. You have gone there, you flash your mobile scan, and that's the power of digital revolution. That's something that probably places like Jordan can also take a leaf out. We saw UPI becoming common in some of the other countries, for instance, Paris and Singapore, other places. Do you believe that something like that, the digital transformation that we see to digital public infrastructure that India is right now championing and has become a major behemoth in that. We believe that Jordan can take a leaf.
Absolutely, and India has also been open to engaging with countries and sharing it. This is something that again Honorable Prime Minister talks about, that India has an open system, and we would like to share that with the countries of the world. We are absolutely open to sharing it with the friends in Jordan, and like I said, you're talking about so many areas where there is so many possibilities. And through Jordan, I have met companies from India that have come here and used Jordan also to explore the rest of the region.
Actually, this is a very interesting place where you can actually have a Middle East connection through Jordan throughout the place.
Absolutely, and you've already experienced the warmth and the hospitality here. And so again, there are so many threats that are common, and the possibilities are there, because not just there is a positive environment to strengthen the relationship, also amongst the private sector, the companies in all these fields. So there is a positive environment, and we are trying to make sure that environment only gets stronger and bigger.
India-Jordan ties enter a future-ready phase as PM Modi's visit spotlights tech, education and startup diplomacy, empowering youth and building a modern partnership beyond traditional diplomacy. Lead India's Tapas Bhattacharya with this report.
The future of India-Jordan relations is being powered by young minds, innovative ideas and technology-driven opportunities. As Jordan nurtures one of the most educated youth population in the Arab world, India brings unmatched expertise in digital transformation, startup ecosystem and skill development. Jordan's tech talent is recognized across the region, and Indian IT firms see strong potential in collaborating on cybersecurity, fintech, software development, and artificial intelligence. Joint hackathons, innovation challenges, and incubator partnerships are already emerging as a new platform for cooperation. Education is another rapidly expanding area. Scholarships, exchange programs, and academic collaborations between universities are enabling students from both the countries to access global standard education. Jordanian students in India pursue engineering, medicine, management, and IT, while Indian institutes are building research ties with Jordanian academics. Digital public infrastructure, one of the biggest strengths, offers vast scope for cooperation. Jordan is studying India's experience in digital payments, digital identity, e-governance and telemedicine, with discussions underway for joint pilot cooperations. Skill development is also a promising frontier. India's vocational training models, coding programs, tech skill initiative align perfectly with Jordan's focus on youth empowerment and job creations. Startup diplomacy is bringing entrepreneurs together across both countries. From clean tech to agri-tech and ed-tech, joint ventures and technology transfers are becoming more common. With Prime Minister Modi's visit, the Tech Education Partnership stands as one of the most transformative pathways for future growth, building a modern, innovation-led bridge between India and Jordan. With camera person Ashish, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for DD India from Jordan.
Commander of the UAE Presidential Guard, Major General Ali Saif Al-Kabi, has arrived in India. Upon his arrival, the Major General was accorded a ceremonial guard of honor at South Block Lawns. Major General Ali Saif Al-Kabi heads the elite UAE Presidential Guard unit. The unit is responsible for protecting the UAE President and safeguarding key national interests. With the arrival of the final delegation in the 4th edition of Kashi Tamil Sangam, the program is now moving towards its conclusion. To encourage the 7th and final delegation, Union Minister of State for Education, Sukanta Majumdar, attended the cultural program at Namoghat. In the 4th phase of Kashi Tamil Sangamam, these melodic waves at Namoghat, the classical music traditions of the Gharanas of Kashi, the vibrant energy emanating from musical instruments of Tamil Nadu. This confluence of all is further enriching the spirit of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. In the fourth phase of Kashi Tamil Sangam, a total of 7 delegations arrived on the sacred land of Kashi. Along with Kashi, they also visited Prayagraj and Ayodhya. Along with the exchange of language, cuisine, literature, crafts and various art forms, the most important bond formed was the unification of emotions. Today, the nation observes the 75th death anniversary of Sardar Patel, fondly remembered as the Iron Man of India for his unmatched role in unifying the country. Sardar Patel revered for uniting a fragmented, newly independent India into one strong nation despite immense challenges. He devoted his life as the country's first Home Minister to safeguarding Mother India, ensuring stability and establishing peace. By strengthening the cooperative movement and laying the foundations of self-reliance, empowering women and farmers alike, he continues to remind the nation of the principle of nation first. Prime Minister Narendra Modi remembered Sardar Patel on his death anniversary. On his social media platform X, he said, and I quote, "My respectful salutations to the Iron Man, Sardar Patel, on his 75th death anniversary. He dedicated his life to weaving the country into a single thread. The grateful nation can never forget his unparalleled contribution to the creation of an undivided and strong Bharatvarsh. The 75th death anniversary of Bharat Ratna Sardar Patel is also a special occasion to draw inspiration for Atmanirbhar Bharat. The sense of national unity that he instilled in the countrymen is a source of energy for Vikasit Bharat. His unparalleled role in nation building will continue to serve as a pathfinder for a strong and capable India." And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Syria arrests 5 suspects after attack on joint US-Syrian convoy in Palmyra. Right-wing candidate Jose Antonio Cast wins Chilean presidency amid prime migration concerns. Delhi marks final stop of Messi's GOAT or greatest of all time India Tour 2025 with celebration of young football talent. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Sardar Bharadwaj. Australia's Prime Minister proposed tougher gun laws after 2 gunmen killed 15 people in a mass shooting targeting a Jewish festival at a Sydney beach. The alleged attackers, a father and son, fired into crowds packing the beach for the start of Hanukkah on Sunday evening. Investigations continues in Bondi Beach attack as police raided the home of the alleged gunman. The father was killed at the scene while his 24-year-old son was in critical condition in hospital. Australian media has named them as Sajid Akram and his son Naveed Akram. 40 people still remain in hospital following the attack, including 2 police officers who are in serious but stable condition. The victims were aged between 10 and 87. Meanwhile, police confirmed the 50-year-old father was licensed to hold 6 firearms which they believed were used in the shootings. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said it was time to consider whether the country's gun laws needed to be tightened up again.
The government is prepared to take whatever action is necessary. Included in that is the need for tougher gun laws. This afternoon at 4 o'clock I will put on the agenda of the National Cabinet tougher gun laws, including limits on the number of guns that can be used or licensed by individuals. Quite clearly, the Howard government's gun laws have made an enormous difference in Australia and are a proud moment of reform, quite rightly, achieved across the Parliament with bipartisan support. If we need to toughen these up, if there's anything we can do, I'm certainly up for it, and I hope to get National Cabinet on board for that this afternoon as well.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar spoke to Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong and conveyed his condolences about the Bondi Beach terrorist attack and offered New Delhi's police support. The man held as a person of interest in the Brown University shooting that left 2 students dead and 9 injured will be released from custody. Providence Mayor Brett Smiley and other state and local officials told the man detained would be released from custody, saying the investigation was going into a different direction. Officials declined to elaborate on why the man who was taken into custody was detained in the first place. The mass shooting is the latest in nearly 400 such incidents reported in the United States so far this year, according to the Gun Violence Archive, shook the community at the university. Moving on to updates from Russia-Ukraine conflict, where President Volodymyr Zelensky has offered to drop Ukraine's aspirations to join the NATO military alliance. It came ahead of his 5 hours of talks with US envoys in Berlin to end the conflict with Russia, with negotiations set to continue on Monday. Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff said a lot of progress was made as he and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner met Zelensky in the latest push to end Europe's bloodiest conflict since World War II, though full details were not divulged. The move marks a major shift for Ukraine, which has fought to join NATO as a safeguard against Russian attacks and has such an aspirations included in its constitution. It also meets one of Russia's aims, although Kiev has so far held firm against ceding territory to Moscow. The talks were hosted by German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. Britain, France and Germany have been working to refine the US proposals, which in draft disclosed last month called for Kiev to cede more territory, abandon its NATO ambitions and accept limits on its armed forces. Syria has arrested 5 people suspected of having links to the shooting of US and Syrian troops in central Syrian town of Palmyra on Saturday, the Interior Ministry said on Sunday. 2 US soldiers and a civilian interpreter were killed when an assailant attacked a joint convoy before being shot dead. Authorities identified the attacker as a Syrian security force member suspected of sympathizing with Islamic State. The arrests followed a joint operation with international coalition forces. Jose Antonio Cast won Chile's presidential election on Sunday, leveraging voter fears over rising crime and migration to steer the country. Cast secured a commanding 58% of the vote in a runoff with leftist candidate Janet Yara, who won 42% and swiftly conceded. Throughout his decades-long political career, Cast has been a consistent right-wing hardliner. He has proposed building border walls, deploying the military to high-crime areas and deporting all migrants in the country illegally. His victory marks the latest win for the resurgent right in Latin America. The campaign was Cast's 3rd run at the presidency and 2nd runoff after losing to leftist President Gabriel Boric in 2021. And time now for some sports news. India created history as they defeated Hong Kong, China in the final to win the Squash World Cup in Chennai. The win marked India's maiden Squash World Cup, improving on their previous best finish of a bronze medal at the 2023 edition. The Indian team did not lose a single match en route to the summit clash. In the final, Joshna Chinnappa gave India the perfect start as she stunned Lee Ka-yi in the opening women's singles match. Abhay Singh followed up perfectly as he outplayed Alex Lau to give India a 2-0 lead. Then Anahat Singh clinched the 3rd rubber to bag the title. The victory also made India only the 4th nation after Australia, England and Egypt to win the Squash World Cup crown.
It's a really special feeling. I think coming into the tournament, all of us knew that we were playing really well and we had a chance. And they got a bronze medal last year and they knew that we could do better this time, and I think we were just taking it match by match and it ended up working out really well. I think throughout the tournament, all of us, we had 3-0 wins all throughout all 3 of us would win, and I think it went pretty smoothly because coming into the tournament we were quite confident since, you know, the crowd here is amazing, they're all on our side and it's really amazing to play in a venue like this, playing in your home country. And we were quite confident with the way we were playing as well.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated the Indian squash team on clinching their maiden World Cup title on Monday. PM Modi took to social media platform X and wrote, "Congratulations to the Indian squash team for creating history and winning their first ever World Cup title at SDAT Squash World Cup 2025. Joshna Chinappa, Abhay Singh, Velavan Senthil Kumar and Anahat Singh have displayed tremendous dedication and determination. Their success has made the entire nation proud. This win will also boost the popularity of squash among our youth." And Arun Jaitley Stadium in New Delhi is set to host global football icon Lionel Messi on Monday, marking the final leg of his GOAT or greatest of all time India Tour 2025 and bringing the country-wide celebrations to a close. The program at the stadium will see Messi felicitating Minerva Academy's teams who have won 3 major youth titles, highlighting India's emerging football talent. A celebrity football match will also be organized as part of the event. That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Sardar Patel from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.